Miss Marvel. Second episode. Not bad. I'm just having a problem with her powers. You know, her powers in the book was one thing. Her powers on the TV show seems to be a completely different thing. Not a big issue, but you know, because Marvel sometimes takes things, elements from the book, they mishmash them and make a brand new thing for the movie. That's cool. Personally, I wouldn't call it 616 like they call it 616 universe, because 616 is the comic universe. In the comic universe, the cartoon universe, different aspects of the cartoon or the comic book, they all have different numbers. So 616 being the movies and 616 being the comic books means that it's the same place, and it's not, because different things are happening. But unless something's happening that we just don't know yet, and it is 616, but I don't know, so many different things are happening with the time variance and whatever. But the show is not bad. And the young lady that plays Kamala is doing a great job. She's bringing the character to life. I feel it. I read the comic book. I didn't really dig the comic book that much, not because, you know, of the person per se, but because it was a kid. It was like a kiddie book. You know, and I guess all comic books are kind of kiddie books, but most of them, you know, people are fighting, and there's explosions and stuff, and there's that in her book too, but it reminded me more of like watching Blade, or watching a rom-com, vampire, you know, Twilight. I didn't dig Twilight. I dug Blade. They're both kind of comic booky vampires, but Blade, he was cutting people up, dicing them up, slicing them up. There was fist fights. And then the other one, they were like the X-Men with vampire powers. Some had mental powers, some had super strength. It was just, I didn't dig it. And this version of Miss Marvel, I'm digging. I like this version. I like it a lot. In this episode, the agents at the end, in the first episode, there was a Easter egg at the end. A good old-fashioned post-credit scene. I dig those. Easter egg, post-credit scene, same thing. I see it, I dig it. It's at the end of the movie. It's extra little snip, something to give you an idea of what's happening next, what could be happening, things you might have missed. It's cool. I love that stuff. And they had one in the very first episode. There was those two agents saying that they were going to go get her. Are the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Maybe not. S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't really exist anymore. Are the agents of S.W.O.R.D.? Maybe. But are they working under the direct influence of Nick Fury? I don't know. Are they agents of Hammer? Wow. That would be good. Because when you had S.H.I.E.L.D., which was a defense team, when you had S.W.O.R.D., which was in space, attacking the people who would come and try to invade Earth, and you had Hammer, pow! Hammer was led by a villain. He took over the organizations and he made it it was really a villainous organization, but under the guise of being good guys. They seemed to want her, and they were like, when they interrogated her, because they interrogated her, they immediately said, or they interrogated her friend, she tried to kill you, didn't she? And she's like, nah, everybody tried to kill me. I'm thinking that's a weird question to start off with. She tried to kill you. Why did she try to kill you? They clearly see people with powers, potentially aliens with powers, as threats. So they approach them like that. I think there's some tension between the two agents too, because the one agent was interrogating the little la-di-da 90210 girl. They were interrogating her, he was. And he was doing a good job, because he started out as a friend, he was pulling her in, and then pow, he hit her with the tough questions. And she started answering, because she had been answering the other ones. And then the other agent walked in, you know, Miss La-di-da, she walked in and she took over the investigation. And you could look on his face and see he did not like that. I think there's tension between those two. You know, angry, mad tension between those two, which adds to the show. There seems to be more people that are going to be looking for her than just those two agents. The little young guy that comes up the Arabic gentleman with the thick English accent starts, meets her and woos her and pulls her in close, and he's got her too. And I'm yelling at the TV, it's a trap. It's a trap. Don't trust that dude. Don't trust that dude, man. And she trusted him because he was good looking and he had a nice car and he was nice to her. Nobody's nice to her. So she fell for that. And that's all it took. So now she's revealed herself to him. She's like, dun, dun, takes her mask off, dun, 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 I'm Miss Marvel. And I'm thinking it's a bad idea, man. Because now that dude knows who you are. In this episode, basically what happens is, I think I'm losing my voice, so bear with me. Kamala decides that she's going to full on be a superhero. And she gets with Bruno and he's going to teach her how to use her powers. I don't know how he's teaching her. He ain't got no powers. It boggles my mind. But he's teaching her how to use the powers and she's learning. And she's basically got Green Lantern powers. She can project hands and she can project energy and she can project fists. She can make platforms that she can step on or fly with. And I don't know. For some reason, I'm waiting for the Arabian Night to show up. And some guys, when Hawkeye was out the show, I was waiting for the swordsman. And then bang, we got the swordsman. Now I'm thinking the Arabian Night. Because as far as I know, he was one of, if not the first, Arabic type hero in modern comics. And he had a sword and it blasted energy, and he had a magic flying carpet. Of course, he had a magic flying carpet. Another guy's, he died, and then another dude is doing the thing now, the original one. But I keep expecting him to show up in some form. He might be the kid. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking he's going to show up. And when I look at IMDb, there's a couple of characters that don't have a name yet. They haven't named them. So I'm like, it's going to be a surprise. They're going to surprise us. Who they surprise us with that we would say, oh, it's a surprise? How many people know Miss Marvel? And of those people, how many people know a lot about her? How many people know about Arabic superheroes? That many. So I'm thinking, they're going to surprise us with something? It's got to be something big. That's really the only big one, really. So I think, maybe not. We will see, though, in a couple episodes. We will see. I like the way the show's going. I like the direction of the show. I don't like that she seems, I was going to say that she seems gullible and naive, but she's a kid, so gullible and naive is kind of part of the training to be a child, right? So I'm digging it. I enjoy it. They're not spending a ton of money on the special effects because she only uses her power sparingly and just a little bit. But I think they saved it for the big bang. There's going to be a lot of light show at the end, so I'm looking for that. Those are my thoughts. I would give Miss Marvel so far, now that I've seen episode 2, 7 bags of popcorn. 7 bags of popcorn. Mostly because I don't dig rom-coms that much. So, you're here to see what I think. That's what I think. 7 bags of popcorn. Man. That's all I got to think about that. What do you think about that? You guys see the video? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the concept, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.